Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has categorically denied claims that the United National Congress, UNC, is seeking to influence Wednesday's, February 11th, election in Barbados. The denial follows a veiled accusation by Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley, who suggested that the opposition Democratic Labour Party, DLP, had adopted the slogan, "Yellow is the code," a phrase closely associated with the UNC. On February 5th at a Barbados Labour Party, BLP, political meeting at Tweedside Road in St. Michael, Mottley mentioned that DLP leader Ralph Thorne was recently interviewed on state-owned Trinidad and Tobago television, TTT. Mottley said, "You find yourself on Trinidad and Tobago television, TTT, telling people about yellow. Yellow is the code. Yellow is the code. I tell you, yellow is the curse." She added, "And what is that really a code for? Is it a code for campaign financing? Is it a code for who is supporting your party financially? Because if that is the case, then Errol Walton Barrow, Barbados' first PM, should now be rolling in a watery grave to believe that anybody leading the Democratic Liberal Party would want to make that party a subsidiary of another political entity in the Caribbean." The DLP logo features a deep royal blue background with bright yellow/gold elements. She said Barrow stood shoulder to shoulder with former TNT Prime Ministers Dr. Eric Williams and George Chambers. "I have stood shoulder to shoulder with Keith Rowley and the same Kamla Persad-Bissessar. But you can't tell me that the Labour Party is going to be subservient to any of them. That is what Ralph Thorne is doing." Guardian Media reached out to Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar, who denied any UNC involvement in the Barbados election campaign. Persad-Bissessar said, "We believe in a democratic process. We are not supporting any party," the PM said on Friday. At the time, the Prime Minister said she could not offer further comment on why Prime Minister Mottley may have expressed suspicion toward the UNC, explaining that she was in Parliament and could not listen to exactly what Mottley said. Guardian Media also spoke with Barry Patterath on the accusation, asking again if the UNC has any relationship with the DLP. "I want to issue caution to our Caribbean colleagues with respect to using that sort of inference, because the United National Congress, we have said both publicly and privately that we do not interfere in the elections of any other sovereign nation. And therefore we hold true to that. Obviously, though, many of our party colors across the Caribbean and other parts of the world are quite similar. It is not the first time the UNC has been accused of seeking to interfere in a regional election. In 2025, now former St. Vincent and the Grenadines PM Dr. Ralph Gonsalve alleged that financiers of the UNC were funding the opposition party, the New Democratic Party, NDP, ahead of the November 27, 2025, general elections in that country. He claimed UNC operatives were physically present in St. Vincent, motivated by potential access to lands and economic opportunities should the opposition win. Gonzalez also claimed that the UNC had hired Trinidadian artistes to provide entertainment-driven campaign support for the NDP. One of those alleged artistes was John Michael Alabocas, aka Macamillion, who is also a UNC local government councillor. Guardian Media asked if Alabocas and others would be seen in Barbados in the lead-up to the election on Wednesday. "Most of the persons you've spoken about, Orlando, Octave, Alabocas, etc., they all came from the entertainment fraternity before entering a political stage or becoming a politician themselves. And therefore they have every right to be able to perform if they are hired so to do. But they do not speak or sing on behalf of the United National Congress in support of one political party over another in a sovereign nation," Patterath said. Asked if he had any message for PM Mottley, Patterath said, "Let your heart not be troubled, Honorable Prime Minister. The will of the people of Barbados, I'm almost certain, will be done. And we respect the democratic process. I respect the fact that Barbados is a sovereign nation. We have no intention of interfering in Barbados' election." Guardian Media reached out to Ralph Thorne on the issue, but he indicated that he was in a meeting and would reply soon. No response has come yet.